Hello everyone and welcome back to the Saints VD channel for Southampton content for a quick little preview ahead of tomorrow night's massive game up at St James's Park. Not much has changed since our preview for the first leg. Obviously we did lose 1-0. If you haven't checked out our thoughts on that, the video is live. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be mission impossible, and these players have got a massive task ahead of them if they do want to get themselves to the final and to Wembley. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of everything ahead of the game and also reviewing the Blackpool game on from Saturday, please make sure you have subscribed with your notifications turned on and you are following us on all of our socials. Right, getting into it. Well, first of all, let's talk about Blackpool. Not a classic performance, was it? But it was all about getting the job done. I don't think too many fans would have been disheartened to see 11 changes really with a bunch of youngsters, and then if that ended up seeing Saints bow out of the competition, then I think everyone would have thought fair enough, with obviously this semi-final second leg to come on Tuesday, and also the fact that we are still bottom of the Premier League and fighting relegation. So it'll be interesting to see who Saints get drawn against in the fifth round, because if it's again another side from a division below or even further than down below than the Championship, it'll be interesting to see how we approach that, especially if we get knocked out of the League Cup, which, you know, let's be honest, it looks like it's going to happen. It looks like Newcastle will be the side that get to the League Cup final. But look, 2 goals from Romain Perraud. I've been saying for a while, I don't know how he's not in this team. Hopefully that means he'll get a start against Newcastle, because for me, I really don't like seeing centre-backs playing as full-backs. You know, we've seen it a lot from Lianco playing right-back. We've seen Salisu play left-back recently. Yeah, it's not for me. And I think Perraud is massively underrated. So hopefully we could see him start on Tuesday. But yeah, happy for him. Nice that a couple other fringe players got game time. Really happy that James Ward-Prowse wasn't involved at all. Much needed rest for him. I can't remember the last time he wasn't included in the matchday squad. But yeah, there's not much else needed to be said on that really. We're through. We find out who we get later on this evening. It's another competition that we're still in, I guess. And then on to Newcastle. It's a big one. It's a really big one, and it does seem like it's almost mission impossible with the form there. And I think Nick Pope has kept 10 clean sheets in a row. I think they've kept 8 clean sheets at home consecutively. It really seemed like a massive ask for Saints to get any sort of result up at St James's Park. They did so well, I thought, in the first leg. They just didn't have that clinicality in the final third, which is something we've obviously been saying all season. But I thought the performance was great. I thought we battled. I thought we were very competitive. This side do look like they're improving under Nathan Jones. I thought Carlos Alcaraz had a brilliant full debut, and I fully expect to see him start on Tuesday night as well. So there were definitely positives, but ultimately we are behind on aggregate going to the away leg, and it's a ground that we haven't won at for a long time. I think it was under Ronald Koeman, wasn't it? When Elijah, I can't even remember his name now. That's horrendous. He scored that brace. Elia, that was it, or Elia. But it's been a while since we've had a win at St James's. We very rarely do well there. It seems like every factor's going against us. But I think there's a lot of inspiration to be taken from that first leg. I think all the stuff that happened with the red card, obviously Saleta Sarr served his suspension against Blackpool and will be available for the game again. Obviously the whole thing with Jacob Murphy, waving him away. I think there's a few factors that kind of went against Saints that they have to use as inspiration on Tuesday night. You know, like I said, it's a ground traditionally we don't do well at. But hey, we said that about Everton, and we went and won there for the first time in 25 years only a couple of weeks ago. So there has to be belief. Obviously, it would have been nice for us to be giving a striker a debut in this game, and it's going to go to the final day of the window, it looks like. Who we're going to bring in, if anyone, we'll have to see. But yeah, there are loads of positives to take from that first leg, and we just have to believe. Realistically, it's going to be a massive atmosphere. You know, it's Newcastle's biggest game for decades. They haven't got into a major cup final in this millennium, so you know they're going to be well up for it. We have to be as well. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be a big ask, and I think everyone's just got to believe. For me, I don't think many changes need to be made in terms of from the second leg. I think we just go for our best side. Obviously, haven't got a Premier League game until the Saturday when we go to Brentford. which is obviously another big game. All these games are going to be massive for the rest of the season. But we just have to believe. There's not much else that can be said on it, really. We just have to believe, whether the players believe, whether the manager believes, whether the fans believe, that's obviously up for debate. But, if we don't believe, we won't get there. And I think the first goal is absolutely crucial. If we score the first one and equalise on aggregate, that's going to really, that's going to rock them. So we're going to have to manage the game. We're going to have to be shrewd. We're going to have to be smart and, professional. And yeah, it's only one goal. We get the first one and we're back in it. So yeah, I'm excited. I am making the trip. If you're making the trip, let us know in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts ahead of the game. Do you really believe that Saints can overcome a 1-goal deficit and make it to Wembley? Let us know in the comments. But thank you for watching. Obviously, just a quick one. I just wanted to get my thoughts on the game up on YouTube. And yeah, we'll see you after the game for a review, hopefully with Saints in a major cup final.